I'm Jeremy. Today's day 311 of reading. Today, reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Let's get started. We are on page 570. Let's go. Lock in. Come in here. He stood back to let them into his empty classroom, limped in after them, and closed the door. Did you find him? Harry asked without preamble. Mr. Crouch? No, said Moody. He moved over to his desk, sat down, stretched out his wooden leg with a slight groan, and pulled out his hip flask. Did you use the map? Harry said. Of course, said Moody, taking a swig from his flask. Took a leaf out of your book, Potter. Summoned it from my office into the forest. He wasn't anywhere on there. So he did disapparate, said Ron. You can't disapparate on the grounds, Ron, said Hermione. There are other ways he could have disappeared, aren't there, Professor? Moody's magical eye quivered as it rested on Hermione. You're another one who might think about a career as an R, he told her. Mine works the right way, Granger. Hermione flushed pink with pleasure. Well, he wasn't invisible, said Harry. This map shows invisible people. He must have left the grounds then. But under his own steam, said Hermione eagerly, or because someone made him. Yeah, someone could have pulled him onto a broom and flown off with him, couldn't they? Said Ron quickly, looking hopefully at Moody if he, too, wanted to be told he had the makings of an R. We can't rule out kidnap, growled Moody. So, said Ron, do you reckon he's somewhere in Hogsmeade? Could be anywhere, said Moody, shaking his head. Only thing we know for sure is that he's not here. He yawned widely, so that his scars stretched, and his lopsided mouth revealed a number of missing teeth. Then he said, Now Dumbledore's told me you three fancy yourselves as investigators, but there's nothing you can do for Crouch. The Ministry will be looking for him now. Dumbledore's notified them. Potter, you just keep your mind on the third task. What? Said Harry. Oh yeah. He hadn't given the maze a single thought since he'd left it with Crumb the previous night. Should be right up your street, this one, said Moody, looking up at Harry and scratching his scarred and stubbly chin. From what Dumbledore said, you've managed to get through stuff like this plenty of times. Broke your way through a series of obstacles guarding the Sorcerer's Stone in your first year, didn't you? We helped, Ron said quickly. Me and Hermione helped. Moody grinned. Well, help him practice for this one, and I'll be very surprised if he doesn't win, said Moody. In the meantime, constant vigilance, Potter, constant vigilance. He took another long draw from his hip flask, and his magical eyes swiveled onto the window. The topmost sail of the Durmstrang ship was visible through it. You two, counseled Moody, his normal eye on Ron and Hermione. You stick close to Potter, all right? I'm keeping an eye on things, but all the same, you can never have too many eyes out. Cyrus sent their owl back the very next morning. It fluttered down beside Harry at the same moment that a tawny owl landed in front of Hermione, clutching a copy of the Daily Prophet in its beak. She took the newspaper, scanned the first few pages, said, Ha! She hasn't gotten wind of Crouch. Then joined Ron and Hermione in reading what Cyrus had to say on the mysterious events of the night before the last. Harry, what do you think you're playing at, walking off into the forest with Victor Crumb? I want you to swear, by return owl, that you are not going to go walking with anyone else at night. There is somebody highly dangerous at Hogwarts. It is clear to me that they wanted to stop Crouch from seeing Dumbledore, and you are probably feet away from them in the dark. You could have been killed. Your name didn't get into the Goblet of Fire by accident. If someone's trying to attack you, they're on their last chance. Stay close to Ron and Hermione. Do not Leave the Gryffindor Tower after hours and arm yourself for the third task. Practice stunning and disarming, and a few hexes wouldn't go amiss either. There's nothing you can do about Crouch. Keep your head down and look after yourself. I'm waiting for your letter giving me your word you won't stray out of bounds again. Cyrus. Who's he to lecture me about being out of bounds? Said Harry in mild indignation as he folded up Cyrus's letter and put it inside his robes. After all that stuff he did in school. He's worried about you, said Hermione sharply, just like Moody and Hagrid, so listen to them. No one's tried to attack me all year, said Harry. No one's done anything to me at all, except put your name in the Goblet of Fire, said Hermione. And they must have done that for a reason. Harry, Snuffles is right. Maybe they've been biding their time. Maybe this is the task they're going to get you. Look, said Harry impatiently. Let's say Cyrus is right, and someone stunned Crumb to kidnap Crouch. Well, they would have been in the trees near us, wouldn't they? But they waited till I was out of the way until they acted, didn't they? So it doesn't look like I'm their target, does it? They couldn't have made it look like an accident if they murdered you in the forest, said Hermione. But if you died during a task, they didn't care about attacking Crumb, did they? Said Harry. Why didn't they just polish me off at the same time? They could have made it look like Crumb and I had a duel or something. Harry, I don't understand it either, said Hermione desperately. I just know there's a lot of odd things going on. I don't like it. Moody's right. Cyrus is right. You've got to get in training for the third task straight away. And you make sure you write back to Cyrus and promise him you're not going to sneak off alone again. The Hogwarts grounds never looked more inviting than when Harry had to stay indoors. For the next few days, he spent all his free time either in the library with Hermione and Ron, looking up hexes, or else in empty classrooms, where they sneaked into to practice. Harry was concentrating on the stunning spell, which he had never used before. The trouble with that was that practicing it involved certain sacrifices on Ron's and Hermione's part. Can't we kidnap Mrs. Norris? Ron suggested on Monday lunchtime as he lay flat on his back in the middle of their charms classroom, having just been stunned and reawoken by Harry for the 5th time in a row. Let's stun her for a bit. Or you could use Dobby, Harry. I bet he'd do anything to help you. I'm not complaining or anything. He got gingerly to his feet, rubbing his backside. But I'm aching all over. Well, you keep missing the cushions, don't you? Said Hermione impatiently, rearranging the pile of cushions they had used for the banishing spell, which Flitwick had left in a cabinet. Just try and fall backward. Once you're stunned, you can't aim too well, Hermione, said Ron angrily. Why don't you take a turn? Well, I think Harry's got it now anyway, said Hermione hastily. And we don't have to worry about disarming because he's been able to do that for ages. I think we ought to start on some of these hexes this evening. She looked down the list they had made in the library. I like the look of this one, she said. The impediment curse should slow down anything that's trying to attack you. Harry, we'll start with that one. The bell rang. They hastily shoved the cushions back into Flitwick's cupboard and slipped out of the classroom. See you at dinner, said Hermione, and she set off for the Osmerman there's too much to read. Thank you, everyone. That's all for today. Bye. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to read page 575. Bookmark. Close. Peace out.